I swear on everything that I love, the COD community moves so quickly. And I'm not talking about the cringy movement kids that play annoyingly bass distorted nightcore and move like their necks are broken. I'm talking about the people who are already seething and foaming at the mouth for a new COD game. If you enjoy what you see today, be sure to sub to the channel. I deeply appreciate it. Okay, let's continue. Recently, there's this article from Windows Central that's been all over the place talking about COD 2024 and how it's going to be happening in a Gulf War setting, mainly focusing on the CIA and also being made by Treyarch. Listen, I'm a fan of Treyarch games over Infinity Ward and even Sledgehammer, and always believed that Treyarch made the better games, but I'm not over here trying to rush Modern Warfare 23 out the picture to make room for this new Black Ops Gulf War game. Sure, Modern Warfare 23 has been one of the worst CODs compared to the poster child Modern Warfare 19 in the aspects of the campaign and multiplayer, which, side note, I actually went back and played the Modern Warfare 19 campaign after all this, and outside of Piccadilly, taking the Butcher's family hostage to extract information, and even the clean house mission, there was really nothing that blew me away about it personally. It's not that it's a bad campaign, but this whole one of the best campaigns of all time titles people typically put on it, I don't see it. And I know this is gonna upset quite a bit of people when I say this, but I think Black Ops Cold War has had one of the best campaigns in the past handful of years. Blackout, you're lying, you're baiting. Nah, I think I'm gonna die on this hill with some honor actually. I think Black Ops Cold War has had a solid campaign because of not only the story being told, but the depth the story has. And the end, my God, is the ending great. Side note over, let's take a deeper dive into the article and see what has already been revealed so far. And as always, the link is going to be in the description and pinned comment if you want to read further into it. Starting off, we have this little excerpt from the article. According to multiple sources familiar with Activision's plans, Call of Duty 2024 will sport the Black Ops moniker and once again follow some of the West's more shadowy military dealings and global conflict scenarios. Jumping ahead a little bit more, from what we've been told, Black Ops 6 will attempt to explore a nuanced narrative of the Gulf War, with a critical focus on the different participants within the conflict. It will dovetail into the end of the Cold War era and explore some of the consequences therein. You know, I think where I'm at with the Call of Duty campaigns now is I'd rather hear about the allies of the world doing the bad shit in the background than the typical good guy does good things, bad guy does bad things sort of cookie cutter trope that I've felt with all the Call of Duty titles. Wouldn't it be awesome for this campaign to feature a storyline where the world has the impression that the West and its allies are doing something to solve global conflict, but we're actually the ones fueling the fire to it? Let's continue with the article though. This little excerpt says, and I quote, "Indeed, Black Ops 6 will lean back into more traditional military combat technology and familiar Black Ops gadgetry as opposed to current and near future tech we've seen from Modern Warfare and other recent Call of Duty titles." Unpopular opinion, but can we please get the trail cams to make a return from Black Ops 1? I know they didn't really serve a purpose back then because they were just so damn detectable and no one really knew how to use them. But imagine getting into an S&D game and your buddy can hop on the trail cam and just give comms. That might just be the inner Siege player in me wanting Call of Duty to do anything else other than be a linear arcade shooter, but that would be such a cool ass thing to add back to the game. But while we're on the topic of returns, I want to point out something that the article says. While I can't fully corroborate this yet, it was previously shared on Twitter, X via Insider Gaming, that Call of Duty 2024 will feature returning maps from the Black Ops franchise, including Grind and WMD. Normally, I would save what I'm about to say for my final thoughts, but I need to just say it now, okay? I will never, and I mean never, understand the fanbase's way of thinking when it comes to maps. These studios can release a game with original maps. People will scream out, "These maps are dog shit, we want the old maps." They acknowledge it. They remaster the maps, they bring them back, and now everyone says, wow, they're recycling old content and charging money for it? That's lazy development. You know what? Fuck it. Treyarch, the next COD game you go to release, just put these people in a goddamn white box environment and tell them to have fun. I don't understand how it's gotten to a point where if you want to bring back the old maps or create new ones, people would still complain and rather have the other option instead. So yeah, it's a whole damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, and if you're wondering how Activision could come out victorious in it, they don't. They never do. Before we move along though, they do touch on the possible return of round-based zombies with the codename Cerberus being attached to it. There's not much info as to what the zombies mode is going to be, what it's going to contain, or anything like that. Now, I've been playing zombies since World at War. I've always been a fan of the round-based mode, but seeing what Sledgehammer did with MWZ, I kind of wish they can expand on that. I haven't played MWZ personally because I'm not gonna drop $70 on just the zombies mode, but even those who have never liked the zombies mode or found any enjoyment in the previous games are absolutely loving MWZ. As a spectator, I love what it's about. I just hope that if we return to the round-based modes, there's an incentive to do so and that it contributes to the overall progression like how it did in Cold War. Let's touch on the very last thing before I wrap everything up. Pre-orders. Every damn year people scream out, don't pre-order COD, don't pre-order this, don't pre-order that, it's bad. For the most part, yeah, it is. And like every other person in existence, I've done my fair share of pre-ordering in the past, and it's a flip of the coin if it's going to be good or it's going to be bad. That being said, what I'm seeing in this article is convincing me that Activision is wanting to change the way we perceive pre-ordering in general. The article says, we've also heard that Activision is discussing a large pre-order early access bonus for Call of Duty Black Ops 6, with several days for the base game and maybe even weeks for access to other modes. Love it or hate it, it seems like they might actually be making pre-orders worth investing into. If you're able to access the game weeks before anyone else, why wouldn't you want to drop the money on it now? Granted, they may increase the price of pre-orders to accommodate, because we gotta remember that this is Activision. I mean, they'll monetize anything and everything if they need to just to make money. Regardless, if they give players who pre-order Black Ops 6 the opportunity of playing the game weeks before anyone else, that's going to be a huge W. I don't know if it's going to affect their dev time or anything, but we just have to wait and see. The rest of the article goes on to talk about how this game is launching in the shadow of Modern Warfare 23, and they highlight the fact that this is one of the most criticized CODs to date. They also highlight how this is going to represent the longest development time Treyarch has ever put into a Call of Duty title, and I've got quite a bit to say when it comes to that. Again, if you want to read everything for yourself, links are posted down below. For my final thoughts, can we pump the fucking brakes for a bit? I know a lot of y'all don't like how Modern Warfare 23 turned out, and that's fine, but there are some people that love the game's multiplayer and zombies mode, and they're feeling like their time and happiness can't be appreciated because everyone is wanting to push this game out the door quicker than what it took for it to get in. I get it, I really do. But do y'all realize how goofy this shit sounds? Modern Warfare 23 came out over 2 weeks ago, and we're already talking about the next COD game as if it's 2 weeks away. I would say I'm surprised, but that's just how the gaming space is now. If a new game comes out and it doesn't hit right away, it's immediately shelved and treated as if it didn't exist. As far as what we read in the article, I have no doubt in my mind that someone at Activision or even Treyarch is purposely leaking this information to the public. It seems to happen pretty much every year, and if these leaks were true, Activision would have shut the shit down the second it happened. They want people to be excited for this next Call of Duty. But I think the way they're going about it is just really weird. Normally you would want to promote your next product within the time range of its release, not a year away from when it's supposed to be releasing. I am curious to see if it gets the same style of gameplay as Cold War, or if it's going to mimic MW23's style of gunplay, but I'm not going to be surprised if everything we talk about becomes nothing but piss in the wind and plans change. When it comes to them saying that Black Ops 6 or Black Ops Gulf War will represent the longest dev time there's ever been for a COD game, there are 3 things I'm wanting out of this. 1, for the game to be solid at the least. If this game ships and is a broken piece of shit, all you can really say is, good luck Activision, good luck trying to convince everyone except the influencers you pay to play your games and the pros who are somewhat forced to play your games, believe that you're competent enough to make a good COD game. 2, for the game to have a solid piece of content. This open world storyline stuff that we had in Modern Warfare 23, nah. Not feeling it. We needed that as much as someone bringing hamburgers to a vegan Thanksgiving. Go back to these immersive, gritty stories that allow you to not only choose your character's traits, but choose the outcome of certain missions. Expand on it and deliver us multiple endings, and you're going to see the interest in the campaign increase pretty damn quickly. And 3rd, for this game to prove that these games need to have a longer dev time, please make this game showcase that the more time a studio has to prep and cook, the better the product is going to be. And before I hear the, it'll be better once there's no anime skins, stop. Just Stop. Now, I believe that you should stand your ground on what you believe in as a consumer. Hell, I think that's why a lot of people that do what I do have a reason to be in this space. But that's their number one source of income we're talking about. That's like telling Apple to stop selling iPhones and only sell laptops and tablets. You're asking for the company to financially cease to exist or find other ways to monetize that are probably going to be worse in the end. The best piece of advice I can give is be patient. Don't cling on to every headline, and above all, let the people who bought this year's COD enjoy it for more than 5 minutes, please. If you don't like it, play something else. There's tons of great games that are out right now. Find something else to play. Just leave these people alone. Now I turn the mic to you. Let me know down below what you think about what we know so far about COD 2024. I can't believe I'm saying that at the tail end of 2023. And while you're down there, go ahead and smash that like button and leak that sub button to all so YouTube can show you my content free of charge. Also, consider becoming a member of the channel. It's $3 a month and it all goes back to the channel one way or another. Shout out to the current members. Y'all are absolute legends. This is Sir Blackout signing off and taking my happy ass back to Cold War, the last good COD to have come out. Later.